Welcome back to World of Tanks, and today I've got a replay for you guys from the European server, so our boys across the ocean. This is Warlord and his AMX 50B, and he's on the map Himmelsdorf with his really cool little skin. I don't know if I've seen this on the NA server, but I also turn off non-historical elements. But he's on Himmelsdorf in the AMX 30B, so this could be a really tough match for him. The AMX 30B is traditionally, I think, probably the weakest autoloader at tier 10, one of. And it's due to this thing's armor profile. It just doesn't have any armor, and it's massive. And compared to other auto reloaders or auto loaders at tier 10, this thing is absolutely probably has one of the weakest guns as well. You know, some advantages is the high accuracy and the high standard pin, with those APCR shells going up to 325. And so this tank is very punchy, and it does, you know, pump shells out really quickly, but it's kind of difficult to play this tank, especially on such a close quarters maps like this. Himmelsdorf encounter as well is very tough because I think most people are really tempted to go up this hill right here. And Wargaming actually recently in their last patch of the game in 1.7, I think, tried to fix spawn location. So as you guys can see now, people spawn closer down to the one line down here to try to help push people away from this hill, because they found, I think, most people just went up this hill, and basically whoever won the hill won the game. As you guys can see, I think honestly this has worked. Look at how the team is spread out. So Warlord here is in a very top tier game. I mean, this is about as good as it gets for tier 10. So he should be able to do a lot of damage here, really pick up and move. And I think the one thing that we're going to notice here at the start of the game is he is just sort of unable to choose exactly what he wants to do. And he'll sit in positions and really try to figure out everything he just really can't seem to make up his mind. So at the start of this game, we have kind of not much going on. So, ooh, M4A1. He's going to try to take a shot. I don't know why he didn't try to take a shot there. I would have. He's got a great shot here on the side of two M4A1s. Pretty dangerous little tanks. But he auto-aims right there. And I think this is probably one of the first mistakes he makes in this game, because at distance, if you guys can see, and we'll try to go back here for a second so you can see what I'm talking about. And let's just try to slow into what he was doing there, because I think it's important to realize exactly what it was that he was doing. And you guys can see the M4A1 is going to come up here, and he's going to look at it. And look, to me, that's a pretty clean shot right there. Most of your reticle's in there, your center of your reticle, most of the meat of the shot. Maybe you could aim it a little bit more to the right, maybe if you had aimed it right there, but I would have taken that shot. There's no reason not to. There's no risk. You're going to have no pressure on the hill right now, and you could have helped your defender teammate here, but he doesn't, and that's okay. And so this guy comes around, and you guys can see right here that this is the situation he's led up to. So I think for most people in the game, the best place to aim is going to be right here. Try to aim a center mass, because remember, shells in World of Tanks, how they sort of are dispersed is that shells are not equally likely to land in this reticle, but actually most of the shells, like I'd say a good 50%, land in a very small circle towards the center of the reticle, and that depends on the accuracy, how big that circle is. You know, the more accurate your gun is, the more like tight that center shell is, obviously. So, and you guys can see he sort of does, but for a second there, he sort of aims it, and as you guys can see right now, where a reticle is, it's aimed very center of mass, obviously, but the problem is as he fires right here, you can see the reticle goes through and the shell barely misses. Look at that. If he had aimed just an ounce to the left, he would have been fine, because again, if we look here, oh my goodness, what? Oh no, it's bugged. All right, well, anyway, I think that was a very unfortunate event for him, and we're just going to have to see it. And as you guys can see here, he's going to take another shot. And again, half of his reticle was on the building. I mean, it worked out, but you guys have to aim with your reticle mostly on the enemy. So he should have aimed, I think, a bit more to the right. But this is nitpicky stuff, right? I just think that's important to realize. When you guys are aiming at vehicles, don't auto-aim at distance, because stuff like that will happen. You see, this is a much better shot, and he's using the auto-aim feature, and I don't really know why, and he doesn't really use it again later in the replay, so it's not like this is something he's used to. He may have just been accidentally clicking it. But this shot, you see, perfect dead center mass, hits every single time. So because he hasn't been defending hill, a T-32, a little sneaky T-32 is pushed up, but not paying him any attention. And so now he is going to go and clip reload. This hill situation is looking manageable, but not really in their favor. It looks pretty even right now, and that's mostly with this game as it is. So I think this Grill 15 over here way overextended and has lost a lot of HP for it. And we will be seeing him later in the game. So that move right there should stand out to you guys. Listen, just because you can push out doesn't mean you should, because there's a really easy way to punish. Now he's reloaded. And yeah, this 263 is now basically his little bitch. Look at this. Dead, yeah. There's really not much you could have done there. And I would go on clip reload right now, right? Yeah, exactly. You need to, the thing with the autoloaders that you need to realize is when you're not under pressure, you need to be reloading when you can. The only time you don't reload and keep maybe a single shell is when you think you can kill somebody, or, you know, you need that shell for something else. So in that situation, he didn't. But this is what I was talking about. He doesn't seem like he really knows what he was doing. He sees the object 705 down there, and he's like, well, I want to go down there and deal with him, but I'm going to go back up the hill, but no, I'm not. He keeps flipping around and not really knowing what he wants to do. And I actually do think this indecision is going to lead him to problems later on, because his indecisiveness has made it so that now he's sort of been not helping either side, so not helping the hill and not helping the bottom area. And basically means we have a tier 10 heavy tank that is doing nothing. So I think he's finally committed. He said, you know what, I'm gonna go up this, and I'm gonna go down here, and I'm gonna help these guys. So he's fully committed now. And he should have done this honestly a minute ago, because all this time he's got the side of a 257, and yeah, these are pretty easy shots. But you can see he's sort of moving his reticle around, and it makes him bounce a shot here. And he makes a bad shot on his front, but it goes through, and there, yeah, good job. So if I were him, I would have primed up a APCR clip here, and I would have pushed that in. But I think AP on this thing, oh, he does switches to the APCR clip, so he's doing exactly what I think he should, because he sees that 705A, and if you guys know anything about a 705A, I think it has some meaty armor. Now, it may sound like I'm really nitpicking here, and to some extent I am, but I think it's important because I see a lot of things that this game that he could have done differently that would have probably helped him. You know, those M4A1s that he missed shots on actually did do some damage to the team, and he could have helped end it. And the APCR loaded really wasn't necessary here, but it was good to have loaded. It was a good idea, because it could have helped him if the guy turned around. So he's going for a clip reload here, and I go, why? 2 shots, he could have killed that Scorpion G right there. And this is another case of, listen, you don't reload your clip like that unless you know you're out of danger and there's pressure. What if those 2 Scorpions and stuff had pushed down? That WZ is not really in a good spot to help him, but just so happens that that's not going to happen, and that's really good. And he's now fully loaded with a clip here. 2 shells needed to kill this guy. It's going to be pretty easy, but he misses one, because again, he's using this auto aim feature, and auto aim is great when you don't want to look at your target, right? When you're just driving. But because he missed that one shot, because he was auto aiming, he now doesn't have enough to kill the Progetto. But thankfully, his WZ partner here is going to be able to help him out here and put enough HP off this guy to actually allow him to kill him. And it actually does just end up physically killing him. So that was really lucky. He's going on the clip reload, and he's going to be getting ready, because now all the enemies in the game know that he and his partner, teammate, are here at this end of the map. And so, yeah, they're going to start to surround him. The IS-22 here has now killed him, and he is now trapped. If he goes one way, he's going to be shot. If he goes the other way, he's going to be shot. Now, in my opinion, go for the Scorpion, because at the very least, the Scorpion has no armor, and he is on much less HP. So that's exactly what he does. He makes the right decision entirely. He goes down the alley where he can use his mobility, and he can get away much easier. And so, yep, clean shot. Scorpion wasn't ready. Scorpion was moving around, and this is one of those cases where if you were in that Scorpion, how you could have done better there would have been to sort of stay still. And this IS-22, I guess, saw the moment, but didn't wasn't really ready for it, and so yeah, whiffs one shot and sort of comes side on, and I think got a little too excited because he said, oh, it's the last guy, I'll just kill him. And so that's playing into the advantage here. So he's taken what was a 5v1 and has now turned it into a 3v1, 2 of which of the tanks are artillery. As you guys can see, the WZ was really upset and now is like, yeah, go get him. So the only problem is now we have that girl that was on the hill, and that was the girl that, if you remember, had all of his HP just completely shaved off. And look at Warlord's health here. It's not big. He is on very little health, and much so in the kill range of the 750 alpha gun that the girl has. So he is not an easy kill, or he is a very easy kill for the Grill, and the Grill will also be an easy kill because remember, most of his HP was shaved off, and as you guys can see, he only has 200 HP. So now we have a Mexican standoff. Okay, the Grill I think is at a disadvantage in this, obviously, because he doesn't have a fully rotatable turret. His armor isn't as good as the 50Bs, and the 50B can put 4 shots, whereas it would take him to do 1 shot. So if the Grill messes up at all here, you know, he's at a disadvantage. So I think Warlord's doing the smart thing here. He's being very, very smart. He disconnected from visibility, so the Grill wouldn't know where he is at, and then he went through like a sort of shortcut through the building, and is going to try to surprise him on the end. However, look. The Grill is also going to do something really smart, and he backs himself into a corner, so regardless of where Warlord came from, he would be ready, and the Grill was pointed right at that corner. So that was a really smart move on the Grill, and actually probably saved his life there. So Warlord thought smart, the Grill thought smart, and so we get to see sort of a battle of brains here. And that's kind of nice. When World of Tanks is at its basic level, it is really just a battle of strategy. Kind of a rush shot, but it works through. And yeah, there we go. 1 artillery down. So now he's made, again, the 5v1 to a 2v1. And this is going to make it really nice for him because he can start feeling the pressure, I'm sure, go away. Now he's saying, I don't want to push around that corner because the Grill is probably going to kill me. And I guess the Grill thought opposite. If he had stayed on that corner, he probably would have killed that Grill because the Grill is not good at coming around corners. It's just so long. It's like, its turrets at the very back of its tank, and it can't really rotate. So it'd have to expose a lot of its body before it could point its gun at him. So sort of a missed opportunity, but Warlord had no idea. And we're going to continue on this game. So we could put some music over here, I'm sure, but I'm not going to, you know, some Scooby-Doo music, because this is what this feels like. It feels like the villain chasing, you know, the mystery gang around, and yeah. T-92 is still back there, but really not doing anything. I mean, the T-92 could have been a real asset with that Grill, but I guess he learned from the AMX artillery that just wasn't, or the Batchat artillery, I'm sorry, that wasn't a good idea. So I'm gonna take it off because he's freaking out. I think he's trying to look around, and so now he's disconnected, and what he really should have done is just sort of come back around into the mid from a different angle, but what he's actually doing is sort of just completely breaking the engagement. Now this is good and bad, because if you're in this situation, you shouldn't really ever truly break engagement, because what you've done is now you've made it difficult, because you don't really know where he is now. The Grill's had enough time that he could have relocated to many different locations. And what happens if that Grill had just sort of moved back and went, you know, sort of back into these areas over here, you know, or moved like over here or something, or sort of just went through and went to the cap, and you weren't expecting that. So it's difficult because you've also made it difficult for him to figure out where you are, but the Grill, I think, is a much better ambush tank than the 50B is. And so in this case, I would have said, well, I think the advantage is now in the Grill's case, where it wasn't before, it now is, because now it's about who sees who first. And since the Grill has really good camouflage, he could sit in a bush somewhere and just wait for him and cover 2 alleys, because inevitably the cap is what is going to happen. So if I was this Grill, I would have gone way back here into the A1 or A2 area and just sat in a position where, you know, it would have been very difficult. And that shot actually goes right through the gun and the armor right there, and he misses that shot. This T-92, I think, is making the wrong decision here, though. And I would think Warlord would get, oh man, that was a big hit. He almost died there. Wow. Okay. So now the cap circle is on. That tells us right now that this Grill is out here, right? So Warlord, maybe not thinking about it, is going to push out here definitely into an alley where the Grill can shoot him. So let's see what happens here. He kills the T-92, but look, the Grill fires in bounces. What? Now, I'm telling you, this is amazing, because look, this is the Grill shot 100% right here, and you can see it hits his mantlet. Now, I want to go and tab out of this battle for a second and show you guys the tanks GG of this. Because this is what the Grill's shell looks like to the 50B's turret, okay? And this was sort of the angle that the 50B had presented when he came around the corner. So I think it was something like this, sort of. He was sort of aiming this away. So this is the shot, basically, that the Grill had when he came around. And look at all the green. Look at it. Look, he could have shot the whole armor. He could have shot any part of this. The side armor, if he had gotten a shot on it. and the part on the turret that he shot. So I mean, again, remember, he at least could see this much of the turret. At least, I'm sure he could see the full turret. And the shot, he probably aimed right dead center. I'm sure that grill aimed right dead center, and it went right where he aimed it. If he had aimed a little bit to the right or a little bit to the left, he would have bounced. Because look at this. That grill eats this turret for breakfast. Almost all tier 10 tanks do. And you guys can see, I mean, he could overmatch the side even. So it just didn't really matter. But what a lucky shot for Warlord here. I mean, that is a crazy lucky shot to have bounced. And that's really going to be helpful in figuring out this engagement. So you can see now he's like, all right, I'm going to shoot this grill. And he doesn't take the shot. And I probably wouldn't have taken it. I don't know. Probably nerves are getting to him. But I would have at least tried it, right? Because the grill's on reload. And now he's like, oh, I'm just going to go attack this grill. But the grill's now had enough time that it's pretty reasonable that he's going to be reloaded. And, oh, the grill doesn't take a shot either. All right. Go for clip reload, yep. Make sure you have as many shots that you can put downwind, but the grill now has a really dominant position. I mean, he's boxing a corner here. And what is he going to do? Oh, don't go out, no. Oh, man, this is so stressful. Okay, the grill probably got a glimpse of him there. And now he's doing what I do think is smart. He's relocating to a different position. He's going to look like he's going to go this way, but I think he's going to try to swing back around. So look, he's broken visibility, and now, yeah, he's going to come right back. Oh, man, what a smart play. This is a smart play. This is a really, really smart play. Because you know that grill is not going to be thinking he's going to be coming this way. I mean, he looked like he was going full speed the other way. And look at this. Look at this. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Oh, that girl is so mad. Oh, Warlord, what a great game. What a great play. Look, he's freaking out. Oh, wow, what a great game. Okay, let's go look at the statistics of this. All right, guys, what a fantastic game, right? I mean, that was stressful, and I think Warlord here had a fantastic game in his 50B. I mean, that's definitely worth the ace tanker, in my opinion. What a stressful game. Now, he gets the Radley Walters medal. He got 9 kills, and he definitely deserves that. And the Cole Benoffs medal, which was for him standing against 5 tanks, and he really did. This was not one of those cheesy games where it was like 3 artillery and 2 one-shots. He really had to work. And all these medals. That Spartan, I think, is the most incredible award of this replay, because really, he barely survived that game. Let's be honest. That was a very, very unlucky shot for the grill. Of course, he's top of his team, most definitely. He did probably more damage than 3 or 4 of the top of his team all put together. So that's a really good result. And yeah, I think one of the things I will say about this that I'm really happy with him is that he was not one of those gold spamming people. His loadout was not ridiculous. He wasn't running coffee. He wasn't doing any of that stuff. And I think I highly respect him for playing this tank as using standard shells and learning, when to switch shells. He only really switched to APCR when he was going to face a target where APCR was going to be very useful. And then he switched back out of it. He was very conscious of his shell choice. And so to me, that's a very high-level, top player sort of thing to be doing, especially when you consider that with the new sandbox server that Wargaming has put up, that standard shells are going to become much, much more profitable than the APCR shells. And so he is being very smart, and I think he'll be entirely ready for this new meta. Warlord, I'm going to put a comment down in your replay because you have no idea I'm doing a video on this, and I hope you enjoyed the replay. I hope you don't think I'm nitpicking you too much, but I really wanted you to understand that this was a fantastic game, and I'm super happy to have looked at it. So I'll see you guys on the next one. Make sure you guys are subscribed, make a comment, and I'll catch you on the next one.